Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of Analytica. Today, I Himanshu Shukla I welcome you all. Today we will be discussing question number 9th of GS4 paper from 2009, UPSC paper of 2019. I hope till now you have watched all the other videos, the previous sessions of Analytica, and I have been getting good responses. Many students are coming offline, and many of you are sending online messages, mails, and on Telegram also you are sending your responses. The constant message or the feedback which I am getting is that those who are following it regularly, sincerely, they have seen the improvement in approaching case studies in writing and the how to think, how to approach case studies. So I am happy for all of you, those who are following. Once again, thanks to those who have done the homework in the previous video and they have put their answers in the comment section. Okay, so let's start with today's case study. Today we are taking this question. So first we'll have a look on the question and then we'll go on to discuss that. Okay, so let's see. This is the question from 2019 GS4 paper. So for 10 seconds you read the question or just pause the video and read it, then we will attempt. Okay, so I hope you have read the question. If not, then pause the video and read it and we'll see how to approach it now. Okay, so the case study here is presenting the classical example, the classical story of dilemmas, ethical issues involved in this. And this is a scenario where on the one side the company is facing losses due to the economic burden, economic heat, and they want to increase their sales. So they have hired someone, one marketing executive the company has hired. Now on the one side they have to maintain or they have to take care of the losses, the rights, the rights of the laborers. On the other side they have to take care of the dignity of a woman who has complained regarding the, who has lodged a complaint regarding the sexual harassment at the workplace. Okay, now the case study is asking one question, two demands are there. First demand is that identify the ethical issues involved in this case. Okay, so we have to identify the issues, we have to identify those issues and we have to mention them. Okay, so this is first part. Second part of the question is saying what options are available to the women employee. Okay, so we'll discuss them one by one. Okay, you will give a brief introduction about presenting the scenario in the case study, the stakeholders involved in this case study. Then coming to the ethical issues involved in this case study, we'll write. So ethical issues involved. So we'll discuss about 7 to 8 or 9 ethical issues. I will just mention the keywords here, then we will discuss about them. Okay. So the first ethical issue according to me is that, okay, whenever we are thinking about ethical issues, then we have to think from the perspective of the stakeholders. Here, company is one of the stakeholder, the marketing executive is one of the stakeholder, and women in this case is one of the stakeholder. So three stakeholders are there, and to large extent you can talk about the lawmaking bodies, the legislative bodies, the executives, the citizens. So they are also part of the stakeholder because ultimately it will affect the society. Ultimately there has been some violation of the law, so government, executives, government is also one of the stakeholder. Okay, so we'll think from their perspective. I am clubbing company and marketing executive under one head and most of the issues are related to them only. So we'll discuss them one by one. First ethical issue according to me is indifferent attitude, insensitive attitude of the company. So indifferent attitude. What indifferent attitude they have shown? One Complaint, complaint has been lodged. There is a grievance in this case today which has been not addressed by the management or the HR or the whosoever is responsible for enforcement of this or compliance of this prevention of sexual harassment at workplace, or the grievance of the women. The company has shown some indifferent attitude, insensitive attitude. Okay, so this is one. Second ethical issue is related to giving more importance to money than to values. So this is with respect to money power, how money power is being used. Okay, what the company is doing, company is asking the women to go for negotiation and saying that we will pay you hefty amount of money so that you don't lodge the complaint and you come for negotiation, come on the board and let's have some negotiation. So use of money power, use of influence is here in question, and with money power the voice, a concern is being suppressed. They are trying to suppress a concern. And in this, money power is something above than dignity of women. That value is being compromised. Ultimately, it is a sign of ethical erosion or ethical fading, which ultimately leads to corruption. It leads to bribery and all the unethical acts. Third ethical issue is with respect to the elements of favoritism involved in this. Here, what is happening? Favoritism. The company is asking the woman to not file the complaint, and falsely they are asking favors to falsely tell that to the police that the marketing executive was not involved in the case in this scenario, and take your complaint back, and falsely you do this favor for us. So favoritism is being asked for, and that too falsely in a wrong manner. So this is another ethical issue. Fourth ethical issue is with respect to violation of constitutional obligation. Okay, we all know that under fundamental duty we have a responsibility, we have a duty to respect or to uphold the dignity of women. But here what is happening? Here the company is giving preference to its economic interests and its own vested interest or the profit motives or whatever we name it. But the constitutional obligation under DPSP is being violated, right? So this is another ethical issue. Next ethical issue is also with respect to the violation of legal obligations. We all know that, guided by Vishakha guidelines, we have this POSH Act, that is Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace 2013, under which ICC, Internal Complaints Committee, should be formed in every company so that such complaints, such grievances can be taken care at the first step, with respect to screening, with respect to listening, giving a platform to the women or to the people who are facing all these things at the workplace, and so that such grievances will be taken care. So that legal obligation has been not fulfilled. So that is another ethical issue. So we have discussed 5 ethical issues. Sixth ethical issue is with respect to denial of, with respect to corporate governance, unethical corporate governance. So this unethical corporate governance, how it is happening and why it is happening. Corporate governance, we know that it is very much part of the ethics syllabus. So here the compliance, in the previous case the compliance of the legal obligation is not happening. So this mismanagement or the careless attitude on the part of the company, the company secretaries or the lawyers or the compliance, ethics and compliance officers has been not given a due care, and because of that this unethical practices in corporate governance is happening, and that's why they are not showing any sensitive attitude towards the this grievance of the women. So violation of the corporate governance norms or unethical practices in corporate governance, that is another ethical issue. Next, seventh ethical issue is denial of respectful and dignified work culture. It is with respect to the work ethics, work culture and work ethics. It highlights the work ethics of that particular place, and it also highlights that what kind of respect they are giving to the women at their workplace. There is a denial of respectful and dignified work in this company. So that is another ethical issue. Next ethical issue, that is our seventh, eighth we are discussing. Eighth, another ethical issue is that there is denial of opportunity to work. We all know that because of this issue, this patriarchal mindset and challenges at the workplace, many of the women are dropping out. They don't want to indulge in all these activities. For everyone, safety is most important thing. Their dignified life is most important thing. So what is happening because of these unethical practices, this insensitive attitude of the company, the management, many women are dropping out from the labor force. So ultimately, this opportunity to work or opportunity of work is being denied to the women, and ultimately it is leading to lower rate in the female labor force participation. So that is another issue. So this was our eighth issue. Ninth issue is with respect to that ultimately what is happening here. Ultimately, women in this issue is being, in this case study, is being treated as a means to achieve something. That is the interest of the company. That is the interest of the marketing executive. They are calling her for negotiation. They are offering money to her. So that, okay, this matter ko daba dete hain yahin pe. So what is happening? The women is being treated as a means for their vested interest, not being treated as end in her, as an end. It was said by Gandhiji that every human being should be treated as ends in themselves rather than means. So we have to use Gandhiji here. Also, this issue which we were discussing, offering negotiation or money power, this is one of the sin highlighted by Gandhiji. That is commerce without conscience. So that is one of the sin. Commerce without conscience. So what I am trying to tell, try to use the concepts given by thinkers, the keywords given by thinkers, that you can take from the syllabus, part of the syllabus which is there in the ethics syllabus. So use Gandhiji, use Vivekanand, or whomsoever, Aristotle about golden mean, Buddha. So use such concepts in the case studies as well. Okay, so these were the 9 ethical issues which I have identified. There are another, we can write n number of ethical issues on the part of the government, that the legal obligation is not being followed. It means that government is not doing enough inspection. It means the bodies like National Commission of Women, they are not doing enough to enforce such rules and regulations in the companies. It also highlights the failure of the NGOs who are involved in the creating awareness or enforcement of the POSH Act. So we can write from their perspective as well. Okay, but most importantly, with respect to the stakeholders who are immediate stakeholders, we have identified these 9 ethical issues. Okay, now we'll see the next part of the question. The next part of the question is asking for that what options are available to the women employee. Okay, so when we think about options, and that to here we have to think from the perspective of the women. Now, the women has only 2 to 3 options. What we have to do after writing options, we have to justify. Now you have to treat, let's say in this case study, we should imagine that that particular woman is me. So what are the options in front of me, and what I will take, why I will take, how I will do. So those aspects we have to write. Simply don't mention these are the options available, that's it. No. Write the option, whether it should be taken or not, whether women should go for taking that action or not. So write merits, demerits. Briefly, don't mention merit and demerit, and write briefly mention the merits and demerits. Analyze it. So 3 options are there in front of the women. First option is that whatever FIR she has lodged, take back that FIR, and taking back the FIR, ultimately what will happen? Plus give in written that okay, that person was not, that marketing executive was not involved in any such things, and accept the money. So what it highlights? That it highlights the value system of the women, that because of money she has yielded to do such thing, right? It also sets a wrong precedent for the company. The company in future, if any such thing will happen, they will try to use the money power. So it is setting wrong precedent. It will also set a wrong precedent for the person that is marketing executive, and he will commit such crimes in future as well. This small crime, no, it is not a small crime, however, this crime of sexual harassment will lead to, will make him a rapist. Then like Nirbhaya like cases, anyways, rape is, it's not that after Nirbhaya case, after the prevention of sexual harassment at workplace, the things has stopped. So that's very sad. But okay, fine. So if we don't check this, then that person might do more, he might commit more crimes in the society, and ultimately he is threat to the society, he is threat to the women at the workplace, right? So we have to justify that how this action will lead to unethical things. Okay, and basically if we think from the perspective of the marketing executive, it will lead to culture of impunity. He knows that okay, he will be not punished, and so boss, I can do anything, so it's fine, he will do, and he will be unchecked, he will be unpunished. So that is on part of the women, and it also highlights the mindset of the value system of the women, that okay, she has yielded to the pressure, maybe she is lalchi कि उसने पैसे के लिए किया होगा. So all those things. Second, leaving the job. From the job perspective, she can leave that particular job, she can change the company, and then she can join somewhere else and just to be silent. But what will happen? It is good that if she leaves the job, then unnecessary hassle of police, the court, investigation could be avoided, and she will be silent. And कहते हैं ना, हमारी सोसाइटी में कोई दाग नहीं पड़ेगा, कोई धब्बा नहीं लगेगा, and people will see that okay, this girl is pure. So this patriarchal mindset, if she is guided by this patriarchal mindset, and then she will reinforce this patriarchal attitude. It will be in alliance with the patriarchal attitude. But ultimately what is it is? It is an escapist attitude, right? It is running away from responsibility. It is against fighting or against like मैं अपनी जो भी क्राइम हो रहा है, जो भी गलत हो रहा है, उसके अगेंस्ट वॉइस ना उठाना. सो अ थ्रेट टू जस्टिस at one place is threat to justice everywhere. Martin Luther King. So like that, try to use those concepts. You can write that quote as well. Okay? Okay, fine. Third, ultimately she has to, what she has to do? She has to stand for her dignity. She has to stand for her dignity. Stand for justice. She must stand for fair investigation. Okay, so this she must do. She should stand for her dignity, justice, fair investigation. She should demand for ICC, that is Internal Complaints Committee under POSH Act, in that particular company. So this we have told that she must do. Now the question comes, how she should do. So we will discuss that, and we should write that how aspect as well. Okay, starting with, she can take the help of the NGOs who are involved in that, creating awareness or lodging complaint. For example, I hope you all have seen the Satyameva Jayate series by Amir Khan. So there was a mention of one NGO, Prajula NGO, where the NGO helps the sexual harassment victims, and they give support in creating awareness, or they provide legal help, or they provide sufficient help so that their grievances will be taken care and the culprit will be punished. So Prajula NGO is involved there. So she can take the help of NGOs, appropriate NGOs. Next point can be, she can also create this drive, and she can cooperate, she can talk with the fellow women who are working at the workplace, so that she will try to identify whether other people are also facing same, or there would have been many women who would have not raised the voice against such such crime or such issues at the workplace. So maybe she can mobilize women at the workplace so that common voice will be there, and that will be presented to the management team, to the management. And if they are also one of the victim, then they can go to the court, they can go to the FIR. So basically case और strong हो जाएगा. Okay. So second step. Third step, how to do that? Next step is that she can also contact the women helpline number. Like in UP, we have women dedicated women helpline numbers are there. Helplines are there. 1093. She can call and she can lodge the complaint, so that it will be the gravity of the problem will be realized and an appropriate action will be taken. Next, fourth step, she can also take the help of the already proactive body we have, that is National Commission of Women. She can take the help of National Commission of Women for legal help, for advices, for lodging her complaint. So that is another option in front of her. Also, she can mobilize people and can go to the management, the higher management, for highlighting this non-compliance of the law, that is the provisions of the POSH Act, that is provision where ICC has to be framed in the company, and also to highlight that their grievances has been not taken care, and how they are being forced to negotiate with respect to money and to take their complaint, take her complaint back. So she can also approach the higher management to highlight that this non-compliance and this violation of constitutional obligation, how it will affect not only the business and the brand image. See, in the long term, they are looking for money. So maybe in short term, sorry, not long term, short term, the business will be taken care. But in long term, it will affect the brand, it will affect the name, consumer base will be affected. People will start boycotting. So here we have to take example. If I hope you all are familiar with this Unilever problem of polluting, though it is not direct case study related to this issue, but Unilever in Tamil Nadu, they are indulged in some chemical processing and all. So ultimately what happened, they started dumping mercury and other chemicals in nearby lake, that is Kodaikanal lake is there. So what happened, ultimately pollution and other related associated issues were highlighted by the NGOs, by the civil society organizations, by the people. So Unilever has done that. So people started boycotting the products, people started, they became very vocal about their rights. So such kind of concepts, you can take the help of examples to justify that point. Okay, so this is it. You can write the name of NGOs, you can write the name of the bodies, you can take the help of the provisions of the law, you can take the help of the like any company is there and people have boycotted it. So you will try to educate the management that such things will lead to ultimately affect the business, it will affect the company. So that way this woman should stand for the dignity, justice and fair investigation through these actions. So we have discussed 5 to 6 actions. So this is it with respect to today's case study, and I hope you have got it. Now comes to we come to the end of this case study. What is the homework for today? What you have to do, you have to go and search the provisions of POSH Act, and you have to write down those provisions in the comment section. Along with that, you have to also tell that how and where we will use that particular feature, that particular provision in case study or anywhere in the ethics questions. So that is the homework for today, provisions and its application. So I will look and I will wait for your replies, for your answers. Okay. So till then, take care, bye bye, and thank you.